I'm gonna show you how to make this crochet pikmin hat. Whenever I'm looking up a tutorial, like a crochet tutorial, I just want them to show me the body. Just show me what it looks like. So I'm gonna do that really quickly, and then you can look at the details later if need be. But usually I just need to know what it looks like. So first part is I do this double crochet. You don't have to do it this long. I did this one extremely long for some reason. The one I showed, I didn't do it as long. I did it like this long. I do a double crochet that increases, not that much here, but then it increases a lot here until it fits my head right here. Once I get to here, I just go back and forth instead of in a circle. So after I'm done going around, I chain all the way around to here, from here to here, and then continue going in a circle. And then I do this stitch. I think it's called a rib stitch, actually. It looks like it's knit. And I did this one really poorly. The one that I do in the video, I do it correctly. But look at this. That's not what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be straight. So I'll let you know how to not do this, because this is incorrect. And then you just connect them, and then at the end you make a leaf. I did this one poorly. The one I do in the video, I do it correctly. The one in the video is my second attempt. So you'll learn from my mistakes. Yeah, that's basically what you're about to watch. So the first thing you're gonna do is a magic circle. I avoided this for the longest time because it looks kind of complicated, but it's really not. Try it. After this, you're gonna chain a few. Fair warning, I don't count. I never count. I'm pretty chaotic with this, but you're gonna chain maybe 3, and then on the first loop, you're gonna go back and you're gonna do a slip stitch, just like that. And then you're gonna continue to do that, maybe like, I don't know, 3 to 5 times until you have a circle. You go in the same first opening. So this is what it's gonna end up looking like. And after this, now you're gonna double crochet. To double crochet, you yarn over, and then you see where it's kind of looks like a braid. You go in the back loop, and then you don't go all the way through. You go through 2 of them, not like that. Yes, like that. And then you go again. I don't know what the terms are. Essentially, you're going in the back loop, the one that's facing away from you. And then it's 4, you have 4 loops right there, and then you go through 3 of them, and then you have 2, and then you do that again, and that's basically what a double crochet is called. I'm really not good with terms. I'm a visual learner, so I hope you are too, and I hope you're also chaotic like me. I don't count stitches. I hate it so much. It takes the fun out of everything. But basically you're gonna keep going, or a whole loop. And then after this, you can start increasing. I'm not gonna lie, this part is kind of difficult because you can't really see what you're doing. So if you're crocheting for the first time, don't be scared to unravel it and redo it several times, because it's not gonna look crispy, like clear what you're doing and what you're looking at the first time that you crochet, but if you retry, it'll be easier. So then if you keep going, it's gonna look like this little Dorito, and it's gonna look like it spirals. So you see how, I don't know if you can really see, but it spirals. It's not a full circle yet. and it kind of looks like a tube. Okay, so again, I'm chaotic. You have free will. You can increase however frequently you want. If you want it to look long like this, long and skinny, then don't increase that much. Increasing basically is you go in the same loop twice instead of moving on to the next loop. So you see what I mean? Now it looks more like a circle, and it's easier to visualize what you're doing. In the beginning, it's so hard. So once you get closer to the top, you're gonna wanna increase more, or if you don't, then you don't have to. You don't have to, if you don't wanna make it look as dangly and whimsical as I have this one, then you can immediately start increasing a lot more. It'll look more triangular. But if you don't increase that much, it'll look skinnier, like this. So this is the part where I stop and then I turn around. Except I ended up redoing this and adding on more before stopping and turning around, because this was way too small. But the process is still the same. I just should have kept going because this is way too small. It's when it fits around your head is when you want to start to turn around. So this part can also be a little bit difficult, the turning around part, because you don't want to decrease. So to decrease, you skip a loop. And when you're turning around, you're gonna want to stitch through the front loop instead of the back loop like you've been doing. So you're gonna want to leave a gap. This is where you're gonna turn around, and then this part is where you're gonna leave it empty. So you're gonna loop back and forth. Again, this is too small. And then I have a different one that I showed the process again. So after a while, you're gonna wanna connect the two and then continue to go in a loop. Okay, I like this part a lot more, but it takes the most amount of time. So this is a completely different stitch. You are also wanna go in the back loop, but instead of a double stitch, you're just gonna slip stitch, I think it's called. I don't know what this is technically called, but it's a ribbed stitch. It makes it look like it's knit, and it's really easy to do. Okay, so this is the turning around part that could be difficult for some people, as in me. Okay, so see how I went in the very first loop? Usually, or like before, I would accidentally skip that one, so I was accidentally decreasing. And now you're gonna wanna go in this loop. So it's gonna kind of seem like you're adding on more. See how it looks like it looks like you added extra, but you didn't. Okay, you didn't. You just keep going. I like this stitch because it's pretty easy. You just keep adding and then you slip all the way through. So 1, 2, 3, and through. Pretty easy. Okay, so the end, this is how to do the end. Again, you might accidentally add or decrease. So that part is the last loop. And then after that, you just do one slip stitch and then you turn it around. So the first loop is right there. At this part, it's better to hold your yarn loosely because it's gonna tighten at the end. It's gonna be difficult to slip all the way through. Yeah, it looks like you're increasing, but you're not. So the mistake I made is that was the first loop that I went through, but it wasn't supposed to be the first loop. It's the one before. But look at how clean that looks. And it's okay if yours doesn't look like this. It took me a while to make it look this clean. But again, try and try again. It's better to restart it from like when it's a lot smaller because you'll feel less defeated. So then you just connect them. To connect them, you just do a slip stitch. kind of like sewing. You connect the part where you left an opening. I also did a slip stitch around the neck part that we're about to connect. Just makes it look cleaner. And I turned them both inside out. The neck part is already inside out, but I turned the hat inside out and then I did a slip stitch. So for the leaf, we're gonna do this little loop thing again, and I'm gonna get a smaller crochet needle. And I had to look up a tutorial on how to properly do this because the first one I did was kind of ugly. Basically, in concept, let me tell you what this is because I'm not gonna show it very well. First, you chain however long you want the leaf to be. And then the concept basically is you do like a slip stitch and then a normal stitch and then a double stitch and then double crochet, triple crochet, and then you go down. So you do double, single, little crochet, even tinier crochet, and then you do the same on the other side. So you do the shortest thing first and then a taller one, which is just kind of what we did with the neck part. I did that about 3 times. You want to do it evenly on both sides. I'm not gonna be able to show you this the best way. This isn't a good tutorial for the leaf part. I would look this up on TikTok like I did because this is just my second, or actually this is my first time doing this. So this is what one side looks like, and then you do the exact same thing on the other side and it should look like this. And then you just attach it securely, unlike I did with the first one I made. Just tie it more times than you think you need to. And look at that. We have a hat and a hoodie and a turtleneck and a pikmin. You're a pikmin now. Pretty cool. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was insightful. I hope you learned something. I hope you're warm now that you have a hood and a turtleneck and you're disguised as a pikmin now. I hope you're gonna have a good day, and thank you so much for watching.